Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Sonic Love. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out the latest from Powkiddy, which is the V10. A very small, budget-friendly price, coming in between 40 and 50 pounds or dollars, if wherever you're from. Thank you to LITNXT for sending this over for review. No money has been exchanged, and all my thoughts and opinions of this device are literally my own. So without further ado, let's check out if this budget-friendly handheld is worth your hard-earned cash. First thing I'd like to say about this unit is it looks absolutely stunning. It reminds me of an overstretched Game Boy, but I have to admit that Powkiddy devices are normally lacking in quality. Now, the moment that you will feel this and see it, you'll just know that it is oozing quality. Not in all areas, but in a good 70% of this handheld is absolute pure quality. From the amazing D-pad, it's one of the best that Powkiddy have produced. It's not perfect, but it is still very nice D-pad. The buttons on the side here, the plus and the minus, are not volume. They are literally for hotkeys, which I will cover later on in the video. It does have a start select. The A, B, X, Y buttons, I'm not sure if it's coming across just how nice they look, but they feel nice, they look nice, they've got a good press to them. And yeah, it just really is a very, very, very nice looking handheld. The single speaker in the front, the sound quality isn't the best, but it'll get you by and it sounds okay. On the side of the unit, there is nothing on the left. At the bottom, you have just a single SD card slot. We have a 3.5mm headphone jack. If we turn it to the right hand side, as you can see, there is nothing on the right. Going over to the back of the unit, we have the logo of Powkiddy. We also have the triggers. Now, these are sticking out and protruding out, but they are in line and they feel incredibly comfy. They look nice. They do have a bit of a click to them, but nothing too outrageous. We have a flip open panel, so you have easy access to your battery if need to replace it down the line. I've had really good luck with the battery. It's another plus in my eyes with this unit. I will leave some stats here, just so you know what is under the hood with this, but nothing too exciting, unfortunately. But yeah, the design of this unit is really, really nice. It does feel incredibly premium. It's quite strange that the cheapest handheld that Powkiddy has ever produced is one of the most robust and premium feeling handhelds. Quite ironic. At the top we have a DC charging OTG, so if you want to hook up, there is no Wi-Fi with this or Bluetooth, but you can use the OTG to have that if you so wish, to scrape artwork and so forth. We have a reset button and a power button on the top. But overall, I think this is a really, really nice design. It looks nice, it feels nice, and yeah, I have to give kudos to Powkiddy for knocking this one out of the park. So another thing that I like about this unit is that it is definitely a pick up and play. So for those that don't have knowledge of setting up ROMs or creating a ROM set or BIOS or any of those things to tweak and add stuff to our handhelds, if you don't have any knowledge of that, then just picking this up and playing is really straightforward and simple. The screen is a 3x2. It does have some borders, as you can see, and it is a little bit offset. So if you suffer with OCD, obviously these two corners here on the bottom are kind of off-centered, but I like the retro style. It just feels very, very retro in my opinion, and I absolutely love the design. So the OS is ArcOS, and it is straightforward and simple to navigate. Yes, you'll be able to do your ports. So your higher end stuff isn't really going to work. It can play very light Sega Saturn, which I'll demonstrate later on in the video. It can run lightweight Dreamcast games, you will have to do a bit of tinkering, because obviously we don't have any analog sticks, and you do have to, some games won't work just because they don't have a analog, but you can go into the settings in RetroArch and change that, just so you can choose some games that may work and then be able to still play it on this unit. But the OS interface is really simple. It's quite straightforward. We have display settings, UI settings, sound settings, game collection settings, emulation settings, scraper, and advanced settings. Really is quite basic and easy to navigate, and there is plenty of videos on how to get the best quality from this chipset with ArcOS. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to briefly show the higher end stuff and obviously what the limitations are, and then I'll move into the stuff that I think that suits this handheld the most. I just think that this is an incredible unit. The more I use it, the more I like it. I know it's not going to play your GameCubes, PS2s, but there is just something about this unit that just, yeah, it gravitated to me, and I really do appreciate it. And even though it's an older chipset, I'm still loving this device. So let's kick things off with some PSP. I say your lighter end stuff is what's going to work. All your God of War, you may get it working a little bit if you have obviously the cheats to put it at 30 frames, but it's still, on this chipset, it's still not going to look very nice or play very nice. So stick with the games that will work and still look fantastic on here, and there is plenty of them. So as you can see, with the 3:2 aspect ratio, there is a little bit of a border on the top and bottom. So we do have an easy fix for that. To get into the PPSS settings, we hold down the two buttons on the left and the right. We go to settings. We go down to display, layout and effect. We go down to aspect ratio, and we simply only need to stretch it 3 times. Hit OK. And you'll see that with the 3:2, we still have a good clarity of image. And it's still, I would definitely say that this is definitely playable. So there's still loads of games on PSP that you can play, which is, I say, just as a bonus really. Moving on to Dreamcast, Soul Calibur. Again, I had to go into the settings and change it round so I was able to play it. But yet, there's still lots of Dreamcast games that are able to play on the V10. As you can see, this is the 4:3 aspect ratio, and the good thing is that I don't know if it's coming across, but the borders are very small. It has large borders going around it anyway, but the borders are very minimal. So if you stretch it out, so if we go into settings, video scaling, and go to full, for those pixel purists, they're probably not going to like it, but I think that it still looks really good on the 3:2 aspect ratio. Pretty much like the 1:1 screens, where you play all the 4x3 by 8x7, and you just stretch it a little bit, makes it look good. Likewise with this. Even lightweight Sega Saturn games work. I wouldn't say it's full speed, but definitely playable. Resident Evil 3 on PlayStation is another one that looks absolutely fantastic here, especially with the high resolution. N64 is another one which you'll be limited by the controls, but some games do work. You can go into the settings and swap over to the D-pad to the analog in the settings. And what I had to do here, guys, is I had to change the resolution. It was doing 320, so I went in there and changed it to 640 by 480, and as you can see, it looks 10 times better. Again, this is another one that works well in the 3:2 aspect ratio. Let's quickly do that. You can change these permanently, guys, whatever suits your preference, whether you like the 4:3 or you like the full version, it's entirely up to you. So I'm showing both in person, guys. But again, yep, you can change the controls. Not all N64 games will work, but there is a lot that will, and you'll have a really good time. So your arcade games are going to look great and play great on here also, and obviously Naomi and Atomic Wave, not everything will work, but the ones that do will look great. Again, it does seem to play it in the 320 resolution, so you do have to go in and change the settings and then save the settings into 640 by 480 again. So as you can see, I can't play with the controls. So let me show you how to do that, because that's what you'll come across. So if we hold the minus button and then X, that'll bring you into the RetroArch menu. We go to controls, we go down to port. So we can go into where it says the D-pad up. We can put D-pad up, D-pad down, D-pad left, and D-pad right. You can save in manage remap files, save game remap file, go to resume, and then we're good to go, and we're off kicking some ass. Again, plays great and looks great on here. I'm able to pull out the special moves very easily. Great game. The system that looks absolutely incredible on here in 3x2 is Atari Lynx. Super Nintendo also looks great with some games in 3x2. But if you are a perfectionist, you'll want to play it in the 4:3 aspect ratio. Oh, I caught me right in the chin there. But yeah, Super Nintendo, good to go. Likewise with Sega Mega Drive or Genesis. I always overfire and I always forget to like stop shooting once they've all gone in a room. What a game this is. Yep, all good with Mega Drive. Likewise with Nintendo DS, obviously only games that don't use the touchscreen, but yep, there is still there is still so many games, Nintendo DS games. You can use the buttons to change the orientation of the screens. But again, looks great, and some games you can actually play in high res, which is good. Some games you can't. Love to know what your favourite DS game is, guys. Let me know in the comments. But again, really great games to play and looks really nice. So I've saved the best till last, which is Game Boy Advance. We've taken a advantage of the 3:2 aspect ratio. The games have never looked so good on a little unit, and it plays absolutely amazing. And I absolutely have been playing so many games, Game Boy Advance games on here, just solely because of it. I've put loads of ROM hacks on here. It's been an absolute dream. So I'll showcase as many as I can possible without making it too long. Hope you enjoy it. Love to know in the comments what you think of the Powkiddy V10. I'm loving it so far. I was a bit apprehensive at first, but yeah, it's really good. Let me show you what this is like. Colours are vibrant, the pixels are absolutely perfect, plays incredibly smooth, and it is such a joy to play on here. So you use the minus as shortcuts, so for like save states, load states, and so forth. You can even fast forward if needs be. Works out quite well. But Game Boy Advance on here is the system to play. It is amazing. I hope it comes across just how lovely it looks. But I've been having an absolute blast with it. Damn it. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. I think the pros of this is it's small, you can take it with you. Another plus is the fact that it's so cheap. The 3:2 aspect ratio is quite unique, so it's nice to have that for Game Boy Advance especially. But as I say, the majority of systems play really well at the 3:2 aspect ratio. The controls are some of the best that Powkiddy have done. This unit itself, the build quality is also the best that Powkiddy has done. I'd just like to mention a massive thank you to LITNXT for sending me out this unit for a review. I will leave links in the description of the website. It is fantastic. It's a great company. As I say, 24-hour customer service, ultra fast shipping. Really great for deals, and also they've given me a code to get 10% off using Sonic 10. As always guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. A like and a share and a sub would go a long way to pushing the channel forward, and as always, take care.